Hello, kiddies. It's your old pal, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to Video Store Clerks Podcast.
Parade for fun and games are hundreds of clowns and props like the Bell's jogging wheel and turkeys.
President, good to see you. Whoops.
I knew this would happen.
Look, I had a chance to shoot a bunch of you the other day and didn't.
You take care. Man, what an odd little duck.
All right, that does it.
You see the size of that chicken?
Gobble gobble! Ladies, you better do your stretches tonight because Dad is bringing home the turkey baster. Oh!
That's right.
This is episode 91, and we are still trapped in the video store.
So this eats.
You got to eat. It's the Video Store Clerks Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We are your clerks for the evening. I'm Dave.
Chadman.
I'm Mike Carver. Oh, inconspicuous by his absence is our only Chuck Nasty, who drew the short straw tonight. He's got to put up the Christmas lights outside the store. And they're tangled to fuck. Oh, but how is everybody? Are we ready?
We are
ready. We are good. We are good.
We are ready.
And tonight, of course, we'll be talking about the brand new, just came out this past Friday, Thanksgiving, directed by Eli Roth. And we'll keep, because it's still kind of new, we'll keep at least the first half of the program spoiler free, and then maybe dive a little bit into spoilers, unless you in the chat say otherwise.
I think I don't know about the first half. I think the first little bit. We'll let you know when it's time to get out. If you haven't seen the film yet, that's okay. You can hang out with us for a little while, enjoy the news, and enjoy some giblets, some gravy, all the trimmings. Because tonight it's Thanksgiving. It's special.
Fucking fixins.
Fucking fixins.
Oh, wait. But it's Thanksgiving. Do we have to do the news?
Sure.
Oh, look. See? Melissa likes
Hello.
spoilers.
Well, then stick around because there's plenty to come.
Plenty to go. So we got to do the news, but it's Thanksgiving. Are we really doing the news?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Gobble gobble, motherfucker. It's the news coming from Plymouth, Massachusetts.
One way to do a turkey call is with this gobbler, and it has a little diaphragm in it that allows the air to vibrate. You should try that.
I would love to.
Go ahead.
All
I
right.
want to see this. No.
They're just so good.
That just wasn't right.
Yeah, I know.
Her natural reaction.
I was just going to say the Sahara natural reflexes kicked in.
How'd you get your job?
Oh, my goodness. Tons of news tonight. There's no way we'll get to all of it. Most part because of the strikes or whatnot ending recently. There's just a ton of stuff going on. But we will start with the box office over this past weekend. Two of the top five I didn't even know existed or were coming out. But number one was The Hunger Games. Did anybody watch those movies? I've never seen any of them.
Apparently, I should
Bits and pieces.
Well, the prequel came out. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes opened with $44.6 million. In second place, Trolls. A new Trolls movie came out. Trolls Band Together opened with $30 million even. And we have a tie, ladies and gentlemen, for third place. It is between what we'll be talking about tonight, the Thanksgiving, and the Marvels. Ooh, the Marvels. Only brought in $10 million in its second weekend, which makes it by far the lowest earning Marvel movie ever.
Thanks for stopping by, Marvels.
We'll catch you later. And guys, before long, we'll have to do a year-end box office. It's already the end of November, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Time flies. You know, we were just talking about this the other day, how I feel like in no time, we were just doing episode 50 here. We're already on 91. 100 around the corner. 0 to 100 real quick.
Yes, sir.
And we're still in the video store.
Somebody's got to maintain this place.
He's struggling out there. He just threw one of the boxes of lights. Even though I don't think the top 5 will change between now and then, but we'll wait. We'll wait and see what happens. Well, again, with the holidays, because it's coming up on Thanksgiving, that means the Christmas movies are on the horizon. And ladies and gentlemen, this makes me happy. I'm very happy to report this Christmas movie. This is a real thing. In fact, the trailer just dropped not too long ago. Urkel Saves Santa.
What?
As in Steve Urkel and Jaleel White will return to do the voice. And
Can I do that? Weird.
For our younger viewers, if you don't know who Steve Urkel is from the 90s sitcom Family Matters, I guess you'll just have to Google it.
The Google people.
And coming up on December 1st, Macaulay Culkin will receive his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
About time.
So that's cool. I kind of thought he already had one, but
you would think. Congrats, Macaulay.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
And in other news, one of our national treasures, Snoop Dogg, broke the internet the other day by announcing that he was giving up smoking.
You mean in fake news?
Because I'm not sure how long later, I don't know if this was a couple days later or what, but he posted another video saying, and I quote, "I have an announcement. I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking, Snoop. Smoke is kind of your whole thing, but I'm done with it. Done with the coughing and clothes smelling all sticky icky. I'm going smokeless." Unquote. And he went on to say, as he reveals a solo stove smokeless fire pit. A company called Solo Stove has since announced that Snoop Dogg will be their official spokesman in support of the company's quest to eliminate smoke from backyards everywhere. Clever.
Fantastic.
Very clever. So all is right with the world.
And if you believe that, I got some property in Newfoundland to sell you.
I got a couple bridges for you too. In other news, one of the more notable movies back on track is the new Superman due out in 2025, Superman Legacy, as we're starting to round out the cast. Nicholas Hoult has officially been cast as Lex Luthor in the film. He was in the running a while back when we talked about that. Jimmy Olsen and Eve Tessmacher has also been cast with Skylar Gisanto.
Miss Tessmacher!
Who was the kid in Santa Clarita Diet and the new Vacation movie with Ed Helms. He was the kid.
Young Sean.
And Sarah Sampaio has been cast as Miss Tessmacher. So that's fun. In remakes or reboots that nobody asked for news. Well, these two, I don't know. What was it? 1997, I think. Val Kilmer's The Saint is being remade. That one I kind of, that one's not bad. But this one I might give a shot. Jordan Peele, we talked about this before. Jordan Peele will be remaking The People Under the Stairs. He's writing and directing it. I don't know. I might give that one a shot.
We will see. That one's still
I'll check it out, but it won't ever be the same.
No, you can't. Can't do that again. Nobody can, but we'll see.
It's tough. It's tough to mess with Wes Craven, greatness.
Yeah. They've already tried to remake some of his shit and it didn't work out well.
Always imitated, never duplicated.
For life. And some sad news. Joss Hacklin. Most people know him from Lethal Weapon. I always remember him as Delamanos from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. And he was in the Mighty Ducks too, I think. But he passed away at 95. So, and some sad news why I didn't want to do the news. Dana Carvey's son. Dana Carvey, Garth from Wayne's World and SNL. His son passed away. at age 32, and they already said it was a drug overdose. So that's really sad.
Terrible.
See, that's why I don't want to do the news. It's a goddamn holiday.
You're the one that does the death tolls.
Garbage. And finally, and this is some fairly late breaking news. This only happened a couple hours ago, 3-4 hours ago. The main character from Scream 6 and 7, I always forget her name. Melissa Barrera. Well, she got fired. So she will not be in the Scream sequel, Scream 7.
Gone.
Which is going to be fucked up because she's,
I don't know what they're going to do now.
Star of this new trilogy or reboot series, whatever you want to call it. So, they're going to have to pony up some of that Nev Campbell money or something because, I don't know. I guess you could recast, but it's going to be weird.
Yeah, I don't know if she's going to get recast. I don't know if they're going to come up with some kind of story that she got killed off between the movies, which would be equally, if not more stupid. But I don't know. I don't know.
Especially based on my theory that she's going to become the killer. I feel like it's just leading towards that.
It was leading up to that. See, I think so too.
And they fucked
in the last one, spoiler, where she's looking at the mask that her dad had and kind of drops it, but there's still there. There's something there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's
they
still
fucked you.
She's still a little messed up in the head. All that shit that happens, understandable.
But the general thought / fear right now is that other cast members may follow after her.
Front row.
Yeah. Why'd she get fired?
You're gonna say some fucked up shit.
I don't know what the posts were, but she made several posts on social media regarding the war in Israel. What's going on in Israel?
Controversial comments.
Yes. Celebrities, stay off the shit. Just use the shit to promote whatever you got going on, and do not engage. Do not engage.
Well, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, this is America. Fuck.
I know. I
agree.
agree. I agree. You got to watch every little thing you say, but I don't know. It's just, unfortunately, it's the world we live in, and it'll cost you a gig, and that's what's fucked up. Because it won't only cost you a gig; it can cost you your whole career, just like that. Just like that.
I ain't into it.
I mean, look at Jonathan Majors. Don't even know if he did it or not, and he's gone.
The Fall Guy?
No, Kang the Conqueror. There's some other news. Marvel's going through a bit of a shuffle, a truffle shuffle. As Kang the Conqueror is out and Doctor Doom will be in, they have completely abandoned the Kang the Conqueror storyline. But they fucked that up.
Perfect.
They fucked that up bad.
One and done.
So there, that's it. I'm over them. Oh, but guess what? Guess what we got?
What happened?
Guess what we got?
What?
We got a video submission from a viewer.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Because last week we did our Five Nights at Freddy's episode.
Yes, we did.
And we freely admitted that we're middle-aged. We might be a little out of touch with this franchise anyway. None of us have really played the game or knew anything about the lore. So we consulted the youth of America, ladies and gentlemen.
We have
to help us out. The young man here is Dax, and Chuck said he's his son.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't understand. If we've been trapped here in the video store for 20 years, how do you have a kid?
He snuck out.
I don't know. Weird.
We gotta check the locks,
right? Got to check the adult section. I think he's got something rigged up back there. But anyway, let's check this out. See what young Dax has to say. Oh, he did ask us to mention. It's not a big deal, but he asked us to pass along that he coughs a couple times during the video, but it's just like a nervous thing he does. Again, not a big deal. I mean,
no big deal.
Look at me. Look at how I mispronounce names and talk with my hands and wear sunglasses.
He's a mess.
Yeah, we all have our thing. Be you, brother. Be you. Okay, here we go. Here's young Dax in regards to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Daximus.
Hi, my name is Dax. I'm a mega fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. And these old Five Nights at Freddy's dolls.
Oh, the merch.
My favorite 3 scenes from the FNAF movie. The intro, it's 8-bit, and the music's good. The second one, it is when they make the full in the Soul one is the half of the credits when they were playing the song, and here's a bonus, the little scene. It was hilarious when that YouTuber pretended to be a taxi driver in the movie, and he screamed when he see a balloon boy figurine. I don't know why that's a thing, but it's funny.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Chuck's son, our nephew,
yes.
Daximus.
We appreciate you sitting
Dax
in.
the Axe.
Daximus Prime.
So we weren't too far off.
No, I mean, it kind of reiterates what I was saying last week, how, this is basically a love letter to the fans of Five Nights at Freddy's. For people like us that don't know much about the series, it's like we said last week, if you're a fan of the series, you enjoyed it, and clearly Dax enjoyed it. He enjoyed the intro. He enjoyed the fort building and the music and the balloon boy, of course, jump scares. Yeah. So yeah, thanks a lot for that, Dax. Very cool. Thanks.
Yes, we appreciate that, sir. But yeah, one thing I will say Blumhouse does good is their intros to their movies. I will agree with that. An 8-bit, a fellow 8-bit player. Nice. Right? Nice. Side scroller for life, brother. Are we ready for the main course?
Let's get in.
Should we let Chuck in, or?
I don't know. He said he was kind of sick.
He said, "I'd be sick of untangling those damn lights too."
He said he wasn't feeling well. Dave put him to work. What a dick.
Where are you gonna put a tree that big, Griswold?
Bend over. I'll show you.
Oh, let's talk Thanksgiving. Directed by Eli Roth, based on, man, I cannot believe how long ago. It was a make-believe trailer with the Grindhouse film made by Robert Rodriguez back in 2007. Yeah. There was some rumblings every now and then, like every couple years or so, there'd be something that he was really going to make it, but nothing ever happened. And then just poof, out of nowhere, this movie came out.
Well, they said that he'd been he started a script back in like 2010. So this has been an ongoing project for like the last 13 years. Them trying to, I think they were going through a couple different studios, a couple different rewrites and everything like that. And it just finally came together recently.
Bless you.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
The seasoning.
So yeah, and the timing was really good. I mean, they went right to work earlier this year on this movie. Casting first, and filming wrapped in May, I believe, of this year. So right before the strike happened, which is why we were fortunate enough to get this movie, because I liked it.
Right on schedule.
I liked it a lot. Yeah, they got that shit done quick. They were boom, boom, boom out of there. But yeah, I really liked this movie. I don't know about you guys. I mean, there's I didn't know anything going in. I just saw the trailers. That was it. Because I like to just go. I don't like to get swayed either way by reading reviews and whatnot. I just like to go in and watch the film. And to me, it was a pleasant surprise. It was a lot like Renfield earlier this year, where I didn't know what to expect going in, and I walked out like, wow, that was actually really good. I really it was a lot of fun to me. If you're a fan of the slasher or horror movies, especially if you're our age, if you grew up with the 80s and 90s horror, and that's what it came off like. It was a couple of horror fans that made a horror movie. Yeah, for horror fans.
It definitely followed the old school horror guidelines.
Yeah, to a T.
That's Eli Roth. I mean, he's like one of us. Right. He's just a fan at heart.
And because he did the Hostel movies too, right? Was that him?
Yep, Hostel, Cabin Fever.
Yeah, the first one anyway wasn't bad. The Hostel movies never really did it for me for some reason. I was just kind of like, nah.
Green Inferno.
But I thought this one was outstanding. I loved it.
Crypt TV, he's done a bunch of stuff. He's worked with Tarantino, all those guys. So
he was a bastard.
And he was
the Jew Bear.
At a budget of $15 million, like we said just a little while ago, for the box office results, it's already brought in over $10 million. Yeah, and I think it's going to do even better this coming weekend.
Oh,
I was hoping it was going to do a little bit better, but 10 million ain't too bad. They're going to recoup their money within next week, and hopefully it gets a little word of mouth, foot traffic.
Yeah, I think that's going to bring them in.
Give it a little boost, hopefully.
Yeah, I think all the positive feedback, and they had a lot of competition over this weekend. I mean, there was a Marvel movie, there was the fucking Hunger Games movie, so they had a lot of competition over the holidays.
People's got kids and shit.
Yeah, no doubt. Apparently, Chuck does too. Who knew?
And a lot of positive feedback so far. I haven't heard a lot of people hating on this film at all. The scores for Rotten Tomatoes are good. Like I said, a lot of positive feedback. So, written by Eli Roth and what was it? Jeff Wendell?
Yes.
Rendell, sorry.
Yeah, they worked together on the story, and Jeff, I think, did the screenplay, and Eli Roth directed it, I believe. Fact check me, internet. Fact check me, chat.
Fact check.
Sorry, Patrick Dempsey, Nell Verloc, Gina Gershon, a few others.
And this was actually, if you wondered, this was the first time that Patrick Dempsey used his real accent. He has a Boston accent.
Boston.
I remember Can't Buy Me Love. I actually liked that movie when I was a kid.
What was the shit where he was the fucking pizza dude and the extra anchovies pizzas and he banged the fucking chicks or whatever? What was that shit called?
Well, I have no idea, but I'm curious now.
Loverboy.
Loverboy. Transformers 3. And there's a bit of a whodunit in this movie.
What's the premise, if you will? What's the premise? Give us a synopsis, dear David.
Well, sure. Well, it starts a year before it takes place in 2022 at first. We're transported to Walmart, whatever.
Not S-Mart?
No, not S-Mart neither. Shop Smart, Shop S-Mart.
You got that?
This is right after we're introduced to the characters at first, getting ready for Thanksgiving. One of the dads gets called into work at said Walmart for a Black Friday, as he's one of the managers or whatever. And I worked retail. I worked at quite a few Black Fridays, and so I did have a little bit of a twitch a couple times.
I worked at Walmart Black Friday once. It sucked.
Yeah. But nothing like this. And this whole scene, it was just a fucking riot broke out. What was it? A waffle maker or something?
Waffle maker.
Yeah.
But we can't get any spoilers now. So basic stuff. It's Black Friday. You got our main cast heading in. Their father owns the store, so they're getting in before everybody else. And
did he own it? I'm sorry.
No, he didn't own it. He was the manager.
Yeah, the Weasley guy.
The female's father owned it.
Yeah, that's the girl.
Oh, I thought
there was a lot of shit going on.
Yeah. So tragedy ensues, a whole skirmish, and that is the focal point of the story moving forward. Because a year later, everybody's dealing with what happened, and a series of events takes place where people from this night begin to be murdered by a mysterious person. And it turns into a kind of whodunit. Very, I Know What You Did Last Summer, very Scream-esque feel, in my opinion. Going into this, I kind of had a different idea in my mind, because all I really had, like you said, Dave, was the trailers. And, going back to the original trailer from Grindhouse in 2007, it's completely different. I was kind of expecting maybe more of the, because you watch that original trailer from Grindhouse and it's more of the 70s, 80s old school horror feel. So I was going into this thinking, oh, maybe it's going to be like this. Maybe it's going to be like Silent Night, Deadly Night. They're going to capitalize on the holiday horror franchise. And it wasn't. It has a little bit of it, but if you're going into it expecting something like that, it is not that. It is more, like I said, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream feel to it. It is
more
modern.
90s.
Yes, it's very modern. So, if you haven't seen it yet and you're expecting a certain thing, don't expect, like I said, Scream type feel, vibe to it.
Yeah,
but a bit more gory.
Yeah.
It's got the gore.
The kill scenes are amazing in this movie.
It's got the kill scenes, the gore. It's got the mystery. It's got a new character that could rise up in the ranks of horror cinema. Maybe it remains to be seen. But yeah, non-spoiler. Like you said, Dave, I really enjoyed this film. It was fun. It had the comedy. It had the kills. Not too much I can criticize here. So definitely, in my opinion, worth checking out. What about you guys?
Yeah, it's definitely a solid movie.
Yeah.
Like, I had a lot of fun watching it. I guess like I definitely felt like I was watching something that came out back in like 87, 88, 89, maybe early 90s, but had like that stalkerish type horror feel to it. And then just once they started doing the actual killing and just showing all the gore and the blood and just the way people died, I was like, okay, I'm fucking completely sold on this shit. Like, this comes out, it's going to be on the rack from the DVD shelf or the Blu-ray shelf.
So whenever you were going into this, Chad, what were you expecting? Were you like me, expecting like the old school, or what?
I thought it'd be like a little grainy looking. Maybe I thought like maybe he'd film it like the way the trailer was back in 2007.
Sure.
Just had like that grainy-ish, like spit on your grave type kind of like.
And on top, yeah, for sure. And on top of that, going back, because Machete was part of those Grindhouse trailers as well, which is another film that got made from that. And you take a look at Machete, and they just straight up copied the trailer and turned it into a full blown movie.
Right.
So it stayed true to the trailer. So like I said, if you watch Machete and you compare it to the original trailer, and you're like, oh well, they're one and the same. Not the case in this with Thanksgiving. So yeah.
Yeah, the two didn't look the same, but they did pull, there was a lot of callbacks to the fake trailer from 2007.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which I had it had been years since I saw that trailer from the Grindhouse movies, but Mike played it after we got done with the movie.
Thanksgiving.
I won't.
Well, that was the first thing I watched as soon as I saw the trailer, that whenever they were like pimping out this movie, like I was like, I gotta go back and watch the old school shit and see how similar they are. And then I could tell like it wasn't going to be the same kind of feel, but I had hope.
Would you have liked it better if it was?
No, it's good.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I think it's good regardless.
I think it could work both ways. I think Eli Roth is capable. Obviously from the trailer, when you can take material and condense it down into a few minute trailer, you can make it as good as you want to be. You don't have to stretch out. You don't have to tell a story or anything like that. It just, with the original trailer, you got boom, kill, kill, kill. And it's just, eye candy. It's for the audience. So you watch that and you're like, oh, this is fucking great. But trying to stretch that out and do an hour and 45-minute long film, now you got to add a lot more. So more goes into it.
I feel like maybe that might have been a studio thing. Maybe they didn't want them to make it look grainy like that. I don't know. I don't know what the reason. Your guess is as good as mine, but I agree. I think it's fine the way it is. I think this could very well turn into because there's very few Thanksgiving horror movies. There's very few Thanksgiving movies. There's even less Thanksgiving horror movies. I think the best one we had was Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's the go-to for everybody in horror, as far as Thanksgiving goes. And it kind of fills that void, every year now, regardless, even if this would have been a bad horror film, it'd be one of the ones that people watch because, everybody always looks for something. And I hope it kind of gets some traction and gets an audience, maybe a cult following or whatever. And I expect more films, hopefully they get it. I don't think anything's been approved yet, but I'm hoping that it gets the traction to go forward because I feel there's a lot of potential with this franchise and seeing how it evolves and everything like that. So, yeah.
I feel like so. Yeah, I think it'll do well this coming weekend.
What was the last Eli Roth movie that came out?
I don't even remember.
It's been a while since he came out. Was it Knock Knock?
Maybe. I'll take a look on
what was the one with like the cult or something? It was a cult.
Inferno?
He's been doing a lot of TV stuff.
Like I know he has like a little podcast thing or whatever on Shudder. He does like the horror shit on there, but he's just like the host or whatever. But I can't remember like when the last movie was. I don't remember whenever Green Inferno came out or when Knock Knock came out.
feel like
Oh no, he's done a few things. He's done Finn.
Knock
He's
Knock
done
came out in 2017.
Yeah, okay.
He did Finn in 2021. He directed that. The House with a Clock in Its Walls in 2018. He did the Death Wish remake. I forgot about that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then the rest of his TV and Knock Knock, Green Inferno. So he's been working.
All right.
Just kind of stepped away from horror a little bit.
Yeah.
The TV stuff, but
yeah, I mean, the first thing we really know him as is Hostel. Like that was pretty much his stepping stone.
The thing I knew him from was Cabin Fever because way back in the day, I went to a Fangoria convention. That's how long ago it was. And he was there promoting it. I still got the poster somewhere. Cabin Fever. He was just there, brand new director right out the gate, signing posters and meeting fans and everything like that. So I got the poster, got to meet him. Super nice guy.
Yeah,
and
still rocking a mustache.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw Hostel before I saw Cabin Fever.
I don't remember if I did or not. I feel like I did because we went to go see that when it came out. So I feel, I probably did see Hostel first. I don't remember. Time flies. But it says here, I just saw Eli was working on a movie version of the video game The Borderlands that's due out next year.
Forever ago, though.
Yeah, he dropped out of that, though, and passed it along to Tim Miller, I think. Is that who it was?
That could be a decent movie. That game was fucking dope. Me and Gary used to play the shit out of that.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I hope this gets the traction with the audience. I hope it grows a little bit more. 10 million, not a bad box office. I was kind of hoping for more, whenever the numbers came in. But maybe, I don't know. I was thinking earlier, maybe the mainstream audience is burnt out at this point on horror when it comes, in general, where, because all of October, everybody, you got Halloween, so everybody's just binging horror films and all that stuff. So you got us that are big horror fans. We'll watch it anytime. We don't give a shit. But to the casual viewer who just watches every now and then, it's like, oh, I just went through October. I watched a bunch of horror then. I'm done with that. We're moving on to Thanksgiving. We're moving on to Christmas. I want that shit, and a lot of people are kind of geared up towards that. And they're like, I'm done with horror for now. So, you're still going to have that cult following, I think. And like I said, I hope it gets a lot more.
Like, to me, I was stoked because this was like the leftover to Halloween for me. Because it came out just a couple weeks after Halloween. I'm always in the Halloween spirit.
Yeah, me too. I miss Halloween.
So to me, it was the perfect time for a new horror movie to come out.
Yeah, and Eli Roth even said that he's the same way. It's like you would have horror movies come out in October, and then it seemed like it was just a bunch of fucking Christmas movies and shit that came out, and you didn't really get anything for a couple months as far as new horror stuff. So he wanted to kind of fill that void and hit that holiday horror slot, and it does it.
He did it for me because I gave him 2 thumbs.
We love him for doing it. It was not really spoiler thing, but I will say thank you, Eli, for not killing the cat. I
literally, before I came on here, there was something that showed up in my feed where I guess he was quoted as saying that he draws the line at animal cruelty.
My man.
So
my new favorite.
I don't think we'll see any of that in
saw that too.
Moving forward.
Because I hate that shit. It's so cheap. It's just I hate that shit.
He also said when they were filming this that just so you couldn't get an idea of who the killer was, every scene that they had the killer dressed up, it was a different person in the suit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I didn't catch that.
That way you couldn't find someone out by their movements and their demeanor.
Oh.
More so their height, because that's what I was looking for when I was watching.
Me too.
Because I like the one scene, the guy looks, or the person looks very small.
Right.
And I was like, because I'm trying to figure it out too. But he switched up different actors and everything like that. Because, that's been a theme, for years now. In the Scream movies, like spoiler, the Scream where Dewey gets attacked and they're like, oh, it couldn't be that person because they're not that size and all this stuff. Everybody always,
yeah,
they always theorize on what it could be. And then like, oh, wait, after the fact, like that doesn't make any sense. So I think, this is one of those films that doesn't take itself very serious. It has a lot of fun and there is a lot of exaggeration. So it's like, keep the audience on its toes.
Yeah, and that's it. It is what it is. It's not classic cinema. It just watch it,
and that's what
enjoy it.
And that's what takes us back to, like we were saying, about how it felt like an older horror movie, because that's how a lot of them were. Like you were just more focused on the slashing and not a whole lot of the storyline or the little bits.
Yeah, there's no sense in nitpicking.
No, like this shit was dope. Like I even almost thought about seeing it today again.
We'll see it again.
I was like, fuck. I was like, what am I doing? Then I was like, I need a nap.
And you haven't even had the turkey yet.
Nope.
So yeah,
I took a nap while the turkey was cooking.
Oh, good man. Yeah. The Video Store Clerks definitely recommend this film. If you haven't seen it yet, go out, check it out. Good slasher flick. I think you'll enjoy it.
It'll fix your horror needs for the holidays.
Highly recommend.
Extra red gravy, and I don't mean spaghetti sauce for you other people.
If you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen Thanksgiving in theaters yet, or you haven't bootlegged it online somehow, fucking turn this shit off. Thanks for coming in.
But don't forget to subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us on our Thanksgiving special here tonight, folks. But moving forward now, it's time for the spoilers. We're going to get into the white meat, the dark meat. There's no leftovers.
All the meat.
So the killer. It wasn't really a great.
Start with the killer?
Oh, well, do you want to?
Jumping way in.
I mean, it don't matter to me. Whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Jump in.
Okay, jump in. All right, fine. The killer had it pegged right away because I knew they made the same mistake that some more recent horror movies make, and they have the big movie star be the killer. But it didn't bother me at all. Like I didn't roll my eyes, I didn't like groan or nothing. I was good.
I actually liked it because you don't know. I mean, you do know because of that fact.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that he's never played anything like that. I've never seen him play anything like that.
Here's the thing. I was sitting there thinking that, but whenever I finally find out, you finally find out it's Patrick Dempsey, the cop, the sheriff, who is John Carver. And fucking, I'm sitting there, I'm like, motherfucker, this is exactly what I was thinking back in Scream 3, whenever he was the cop in that. Because I thought for sure he was one of the ghost faces. And then it turns out, spoiler from Scream 3, that it's only that Roman guy or whatever. But I thought for sure that Patrick Dempsey's character in Scream 3 was one of the ghost faces. And now I'm watching this, and then you get the reveal, and I was like, motherfucker, they stole the idea.
And the mask they used for that movie was dope too. Like that's definitely going to be a selling item by next year. Easy.
Yeah, it's
that
got that
fucking costume.
Yeah, it's got that old school plastic mask look from the 80s,
Yeah, like the Ben Coopers.
The Ben Coopers for sure. It's got that look. I'm curious. Like I said before, there's so much you can do with this franchise. I was sitting there earlier today, and I'm like, man, you could really turn this into something cool. Because you could take it, going forward. I mean, at the end, they say that he was incinerated or whatever. I don't know how they're going to go with it, but I don't think I would bring Patrick Dempsey back, as the killer in the next one. What do you?
They never said if he had a son or anything.
No, well, he was supposed to. Remember, because he got he got Gina knocked up, or Gina Gershon. That's a joke from Chucky season 2 on the TV series. You have to watch it, Dave. Have you watched it yet?
I have not. I forgot again.
I just we were just talking about this, and I was like, man, I gotta get caught up. So I watched season 2 finally, and it's like Chuck said, it's kind of weird, but there's this one episode in the middle of the season. It's like a murder mystery episode. It's fucking so good, and Gina Gershon appears in that, so it's a lot of fun. I won't talk about any spoilers, but you'll like it when you get to it. But Patrick Dempsey, I don't think I'd bring him back. He's not really the horror. He's not like a Kane Hodder or Robert Englund type character. Patrick Dempsey, he's mostly known for Grey's Anatomy.
Right.
Everybody, McDreamy. Everybody loved this guy. He's 2023 people's sexiest man of the year or whatever. He's not horror material. Right? Yeah, I just saw the damn magazine on the newsstand.
Oh.
So, he's definitely not the horror type.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, they definitely left the door open for a sequel, and the ending kind of reminded me a little bit of the ending to A Nightmare on Elm Street for some reason.
I was sold at the beginning of this movie. I mean, like,
oh yeah,
they start out at that fucking grocery store at the S Mart.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I should have started there.
And then fucking, like, you can just already, like, it already gives you that feel of how this movie is going to go. Like, you're about to see some crazy shit go down. And then
it's so exaggerated because we've all been to the Black Friday sales, and people are lined up sometimes for days. When the doors open, everybody's rushing in. They're trying to grab their TVs. They're trying to grab their deals, whatever the fuck. But this one, it's so exaggerated because you got like a mob scene in front of this this Right Mart where they are so hell-bent on getting in this store because the giveaway is a free waffle machine.
Not a TV, not a PlayStation.
And like, there's a crowd there in front of the security gate, like a goddamn Metallica concert. Like, it's just fucking rows of people for days.
Yeah. And I'm like, there's no way people would be this hype about a freaking waffle maker.
Yeah. So, right. So right there, you know what you're in for.
But the one guy, man, he had it until that bitch tore it out of his hands. He got a fucking piece of glass and had his neck slit. And he was determined to get that motherfucking waffle iron thing.
Yeah, because that's kind of like if you watch there's some videos on YouTube of Black Friday sales.
Yeah,
back in the day where people would be like in there with like
trampled and shit.
Yeah, like with Cabbage Patch Dolls or whatever the hottest toy might be, Tickle Me Elmo, whatever the fuck.
Elmo.
And you just see people literally fighting each other to get this shit. And it's like, all sensibility just goes out the window. It's different now. For a younger audience, now Black Friday is a month-long thing. All the businesses got smartened up and they said, hey, why do this for a day? Let's turn it into a whole month of deals and make more money. So you still have people that go out on Black Friday looking for deals and stuff like that, but it's not like it used to be. And you watch this and it has a little bit of a taste of how it was before, where people were super hyped to get all the latest and greatest gadgets and toys. But this is like cranked up to 11. Where people are like ready to just kill each other because they bust down the doors, they trample the one security guard to death, they plow into Gina Gershon.
That was the one that made me cringe.
Smashed her head. That was kind of brutal, man. Because
her hair gets stuck in that tire and they pull the shopping cart away.
Oh no, man,
so gnarly.
Yeah. And like you said, the guy that cuts his neck on the broken glass from the window, and he's like literally bleeding to death, and he's like, I gotta get this damn waffle iron. Like I gotta justify me dying at a Black Friday sale, so I'm gonna get this goddamn waffle maker. Come hell or high water.
And then that chick goes to grab it out of his hands, and he's still fucking clenching on. He's just like, nah. Meanwhile, he's fucking got blood running everywhere.
Yeah,
that shit was great.
You got the coward other security guard that takes off, and he ends up becoming one of the victims. So yeah, you got your first kills right out the gate, that are kind of accidental and set up everything that takes place the year later. And it all revolves around those kids, and because they got into the store early and they were taunting everybody, it becomes that whodunit type thing. There's all kinds of red herrings. There's all kinds of people with motive. The guy, that was married to Gina Gershon's character, he kind of wants revenge because nobody gets prosecuted. It's considered accidental, and they get away with it. And then next year, oh, yeah, you know what? We don't care. We're here to make money. We're going to run a sale again. And that leads into all the murders that start to happen.
Yeah, they do try to mislead you with several characters. So I'll give them that, but
yeah. I don't, nobody else really did it. The boyfriend thing.
Yeah.
It was the boyfriend thing, the husband of the dead woman.
Mhm.
There's a few others, but
and then all the rest of the characters, you kind of it was Friday the 13th ish, and like you didn't like them, you kind of wanted them to die.
Yeah.
They were kind of scumbags, and
yeah, like her boyfriend or whatever.
Him and the wife that was mad at him for closing the store the next year on Black Friday. She became the turkey main course or whatever.
Dude, that scene was pretty tight.
Yeah, Karen Cliche, I guess. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Yeah, a lot of newbies in this one. A lot of unknown. Almost the whole cast.
Like the main chick, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Nell Verloc. I think that's how it's pronounced. She's hardly done anything, and she's the main character. She reminded me of like a young Julia Roberts, very pretty girl. And I think she did a pretty good job being the lead in this one for the most part. No complaints. As far as the acting goes, like you said, a lot of the characters are intentionally annoying. So, I didn't have a problem with the acting. The kills were all good. Chad? What was your favorite kill from this movie? You think?
I think I laughed the hardest whenever that fucking chick got sliced in half by the dumpster lid.
Yeah, I was like, oh, and it's so great because you got the follow up to what that, this is the Lizzie chick, I think, that works at the diner. I think that's her name, and she's the one that's one of the bitches at the Black Friday sale who doesn't give a fuck and just messing with everyone. And first you got that one scene where he dumps her into the little vat of water there in the back of the diner.
Her face against the freezer door.
And shoves her against the freezer door. So you got that face rip right there. So that was cool. And then you got like you said, the dumpster where she gets cut in half. And then the follow through where you got her lower part of her body that's on top of the Right Mart sign and it says 50% off. So
yeah, I was already cracking up before that.
She was the first kill.
Yeah. Not counting the
she was the first victim of John Carver.
Yeah. But before that,
not the slaughter.
She gets out after she has some of her face ripped off, and she has out her phone, but it's covered in blood, so she can't slide. And then when she finally gets it open, it won't recognize her face because half
her face is ripped.
You don't have an iPhone.
So that was funny.
So that had to be cracking up. Other than that one, I like the one with what was it, like the pole or whatever goes through the back of the car and right through the guy's face.
Oh yeah,
that's driving.
Yeah,
that just came out of nowhere. So I busted out laughing.
I was stoked though whenever I found out that he was ruining the parade in a clown outfit.
I figured you would be. I was
like, okay.
So the idea behind that is, okay, he's in on it because he's a sheriff, so he knows what they're doing.
Right.
So he knows that everybody's on the lookout for a John Carver character. So he decides to wear a clown outfit instead to attack the mascot and chop its head off and then kidnap the rest of the people. But I'm like, I feel like the damn clown stood out more so than any John Carver. Because it's like, why is somebody dressed up like a killer clown going through a Thanksgiving parade? Like, I'm like, this is...
I mean, everybody that had a John Carver mask on, though, was getting fucking searched.
Right, but I don't think if I were the killer, I wouldn't pick a clown outfit.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of other people you could have dressed up as.
It could have been any kind of pilgrim, the turkey, throw on.
This isn't a Halloween parade, but whatever.
No.
That would have brought more attention to him, but that's okay.
That's okay.
It's fucking good though.
What about you, Mike?
We were just talking about with the Lizzie chick at the restaurant. I like that sequence. Another one that was fun was the Yulia girl, where he has the little corn cob thing.
Oh, I saw that one coming too.
And yeah, because he does the teasing where he does the close-ups of the Q-tips, like her cleaning her ears and stuff like that, and then it goes to, he's right behind her and he has those little corn stickers and sticks them in her ears, and then of course she gets away, and her friends show up, and then this is the thing that threw me off, because the John Carver guy kind of had her hostage, and he held up the phone, and it was showing the friends, being tied up at his lair or whatever you want to call it. And at first I thought there might have been two people, because I was like, well, who's there at the place, holding a camera up to them? I don't know how, I guess
they show that he has the camera sitting in that vise too.
Right, but it just seemed like there was somebody standing there with a camera that was going back and forth, like on the other people, and they're like basically saying, "Hey, we got your friends, back off, or they're gonna die." So it kind of threw me off for a second there, because I was like, is there a second killer? Are they going for that? But no, and then of course he throws her, and she goes into that.
He steps on the fucking emergency switch shut off thing on the fucking circular saw, and then throws her down on it. That shit was fucking great. And what do I do?
Cuts her.
We go to Florida.
Yeah, can we just acknowledge her dad in the movie, who looked like he was out of the Russian mafia?
We go to Florida.
That I wish we would have seen more of. If I had one wish, it would to see more of her dad. I really like that character. I don't know why, because she's like. He goes to her school to pick her up, because they're getting the fuck out of town, and he throws her in the car, and she's like, where are we going? He goes, Florida, and slams the door. I don't know why. That was very funny to me.
And like, if they're going to Florida, like, okay, all these people are getting killed, so like, let's get the fuck out of town. Like, why are they chilling at this house? Like, he's like doing laundry, has his headphones on and shit like that. It's like, no, like I'm packing the gimmick bag, and we're out the fucking door. Like, as soon as I pick her up, we're going to Florida. We'll buy fucking clothes there. Peace.
Yeah.
Leave straight from the school.
Yeah. At least the security guard that left at the beginning, at least he was in a hurry to get out of there. He had one suitcase. He was going to leave his cat. That was the owner of the
talking
cat.
to the cat.
Mm-hmm.
That scene was cool too, though.
Where's he
He
at?
fucking like jumps out from underneath the table and fucking throws that little neck jobby wire around him and pops his head off.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's exaggerated.
It is.
You're not supposed to.
But it's great.
Yeah, don't overthink it.
It's a bloody good time.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
Yeah, and then the best part is, like, we're sitting there, and you have all these silly kill scenes, and we're all cracking up. And I just noticed because I'm like watching you guys laugh. And like you said, like the people in the audience were kind of like,
what the fuck?
I didn't realize. I wasn't paying attention to them. I was watching
people
the
up
movie.
front. Like every time we'd start laughing, whenever something crazy would happen, like the lady that was sitting in front of me, I'd always see her like look over this way, then look towards her husband, and she was like,
"Oh my god!" Well, we're not like crazy sadistic people. We like horror movies.
It's for fun, guys.
Yeah,
I think we were the only ones laughing in there at all.
It's not The Exorcist. It's Thanksgiving.
Oh, The Exorcist is pretty funny too. Like,
and it keeps getting funnier every time I see it.
I also like that after that Yulia girl gets killed with a circular saw, and then like her just entrails are like falling out. That scuba kid ends up catching her, and he's like, I don't know if he's got her intestines or whatever in his hands. He's like, what do I do? What do I do?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's just like totally numb. See, those are the kind of reactions I like, because like that seemed like a genuine reaction. Like if somebody you knew like died right in front of you, and like you got their insides in your hands, basically, like you're just become kind of like numb into it, where you're like, what the fuck? What do I do? Or like you're in shock. It's a more genuine reaction as opposed to like half the shit you see in movies.
Yeah. Like I caught my thumb on a circular saw one time, and I just stared at it for about 30 seconds. Not off, but it nipped me a little bit.
Little sprinkle.
2x4 went flying. Anyway.
And then a few other. I mean, whenever you get to the main course, if you will, where everybody's at the table, you have the Kathleen character who got cooked alive. That was a good. That
was a good one too. Actually,
that was a good scene, because you got that little cat and mouse game where John Carver's getting ready to cook her up. He's putting the carrots and all the seasonings and everything on her, but she's awake. And then finally, whenever he goes to the next room or whatever, she dips out and tries to escape. And you have a nice little tense sequence where she's trying to get away. He's trying to find her. And, they do a good job with that, kind of building the tension, like I said. And, of course, he gets the pitchfork and she doesn't make it, but it was a lot of fun. And she ends up the turkey.
Yeah.
In the oven with you.
Yeah. I feel like that was the most brutal one, in my opinion.
I mean, that would suck.
But nothing, like, I didn't feel any of the kills were like mean-spirited or anything like that. I thought they were all...
getting my head chopped off instead of getting cooked alive any day.
Oh, yeah.
She's covered in coarse salt and everything else. Like,
and then he just slices a piece off her, and offers her up to the husband, played by, what was his name, Rick Hoffman?
Yeah, he always plays a dick.
Weasel, yeah. He just, I don't know. He has that look about him.
I remember him from the second Hostel movie, and then I saw, like, I'm not a big fan of Suits, but I saw a few episodes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
From that TV show, Suits. So he always sticks out. He's got one of those faces that you always remember.
Yeah. A dick face.
So I was kind of hoping we were going to get something with him, because he's kind of like we said, there's a lot of unknown actors and actresses in this. So, when you have a few familiar faces, you're kind of expecting more, and you didn't really get a whole lot from his character. It's just like, oh, I'm the dad, I'm the owner of the shop, and blah, blah. And, of course, he doesn't even die. So, maybe that is still yet to come, but he doesn't get his penance for his role and allowing the tragedy of Plymouth, Massachusetts to happen at his store.
Yeah, he did have a change of heart at some point.
He did. You would think. Usually that's when the person gets killed. It's like, right. I realized that what I did was wrong. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make up for it. And then boom, you're dead. You try to redeem the character.
He was going to die, but he didn't. And then they try to throw you off the one time because she's dating this other dude named Bobby during the fucking riot or whatever at Walmart. And then by then, he gets his hand broke and he's an all-star pitcher and shit. And then when she starts dating the other dude that they don't like, then you see him later whenever the sheriff's laying on the ground go into that store. So they try to veer you the wrong way and throw up some smoke so that you think it's him. And then, nah.
Yeah, they do try to mislead you a little bit, but he came off as probably the biggest douche in the movie. Did he get killed? He didn't get killed, did he? Or did he? Okay.
No, yeah, he I don't know, he got trampled on in the fucking place and then he blamed her for what happened and then just fucking ghosted everybody. It's all right, you're a bitch.
Yeah, for that whole year.
Yeah.
Then just shows up like everything's gonna be cool, I guess.
Right.
Oh. Kids today.
Fucking kids. They go to Florida.
I don't know why. It was just very funny to me.
So yeah. Trying to think what else.
Did we miss anything?
I don't know, but the big crowd scenes, like we said with the Kmart scene, that's a lot of fun. The later one, whenever they have the parade and the turkey mascot gets his head chopped off, just like we saw in the original trailer. That was a lot of fun. I like chaos in public settings. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's this shit never really happens, where somebody just walks up in broad daylight and chops somebody's head off in front of a parade full of people. But,
that's what makes it good.
Fucking turkey.
And the cheerleader and one of the football jocks. Yep. That was another one from the trailer. Sort of.
They turned it. They switched up a little bit.
Yeah.
See, I thought one of my favorite characters was the guy, what was his name, McDermott or whatever, the guy that would sell guns and alcohol to people.
Oh, right. He was good. He was really good.
That shit was funny. He's fucking got these high school kids coming to his house to party.
I'll sell you guns. I'll sell you beer. What do you need? Got it all.
He just shows up with the bladder buster gun thing at fucking school. Just fires
it off at the school.
It's just gunpowder.
And I was wondering how that ring or whatever was going to come into play whenever he gave it to her and was like, "This is my dad's good luck charm," or whatever. Which technically it was their good luck charm too, because it freed them from being tied up at the end whenever they were at the dinner.
Those old good luck charms showed up a lot in movies back in those days.
Yeah. So I mean, it definitely, like I said, it fell underneath every way a slasher should. But
the guy selling the guns, like when he fucking brings them up to his room, he has like all these secret compartments.
And the fucking inside of his stereo, like under his bed in this drawer. He's like, "Can I get like a regular size human person gun?" He's fucking like handing them Desert Eagles and shit.
Like at first, the football player wants to take this one gun, and he's like, "Will this be good?" And the dude's like, "Yeah, if you want to kill a fucking polar bear or whatever, whatever he said."
Then there was the one scene where the one fucking football guy, they're all pissed because the game gets canceled. And he starts fucking like, "Fuck this, I'm going to play this game." And then the fucking other dude's like, "You can't play a football game with one person, dumbass."
He's like, "Watch me. Watch me."
Now, see, his kill was probably the most lackluster out of all of them. Because whenever you go to the dinner table, he's kind of like just the because he was the one streaming it online or whatever. Mm-hmm. John Carver has him there and he's streaming it and he just smashes his head in. The best part of that scene is it's streaming live and this kid's getting his head crushed to death.
Fucking all the lights,
all the lights and everything starts showing up. Because that's
what would happen.
That's how our society is. You'd be like, "Hell yeah, I love this shit."
Yeah, I actually did forget about his kill. I'm not being funny. I actually did forget about his.
I'm getting his head smashed with the meat tenderizer.
Yeah, it's just quick and brutal, but it's one of those ones that's not very memorable.
Right.
But
just not compared to the others.
Once you know that Patrick Dempsey's the killer, I mean, I was trying to go back. Like you said, Jed, I almost wanted to go and watch it again because I'm whenever it's like Scream and all those films where it's whodunit, I like to go back a second time and see now that I know who the killer is and see if everything kind of matches up because it's tough, especially when you're the head of the police department. Like you've got to be two places at once. So there's a lot going on there. And I'm like, how's he pulling all this off? Because, the one that pops into my mind right out the gate was everybody's like tied up the house and they cut to the police station and they found like a trace. They're tracing like a cell phone signal. And it obviously goes to a ghost phone, but he's in the police station. So it's like, who's, watching these people, like there's a lot going on, it's like, I got all these people tied up and I'm cooking this woman and all this stuff. Like, do I have time to slip away to the police station to pretend like I have an alibi or,
That's what I'm saying. He had to have like a lot of camera stands and shit.
Yeah. It had to be more to it. I feel like.
Yeah. Unless in the next one,
unless there's a second killer. Yeah, I was going to say, unless there is a secret second killer and we didn't know about it.
If we go back and watch it, I guarantee a lot's not going to match up.
Probably not, but I mean, it's.
But I don't
fun.
care.
Yeah, it's still fucking good. Like,
it doesn't take away from it.
It had everything in there that I wanted to see in a horror movie. Like,
I always try to analyze that. And like I said, I wouldn't bring Dempsey back as the killer. I wanted more out of Dempsey in this because once you know he's the killer and he's kind of chasing her down and the boyfriend down, he I kind of wanted him to have that crazy Jack Torrance look to him, kind of like, all right, you want to get nuts, let's get nuts type deal where
he just lost his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's like taking the axe and kind of dragging it along the tow cable and stuff like that. But I wanted him to have that kind of wily-eyed look. I wanted that crazy look, and Dempsey didn't really give it. I didn't feel like he was a nut job. It was just like a revenge type thing, which I get, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of production that went into this because it's like if you're basing that you're going to be a serial killer and your cover is John Carver, who was the governor of Plymouth Colony, back in the day. It's based on real life history. Now you have to get all these masks because I don't know if that was a thing. Like all of a sudden, because in the diner, the waitress is talking to the other cop, and saying, "Oh, like, check out these masks or whatever," kind of like they're something new. So I'm like, if these masks are something new in that area, like, did he buy all these masks? Because his whole revenge plot revolves around him being John Carver. So
right.
And it's like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I thought the same thing too. Whenever like he puts the mask down, and I was like, he's gonna burn it like on top of the oven. I was like, that thing's gonna get fucking hot and melt, and then it does. Like I was hoping that he would wear the fucking like droopy fucking half a stroke mask.
Yeah, I thought it looked
whenever he was doing it, because that shit looked creepy as fuck. But then he puts it down and grabs a new one, and he had like a whole fucking stack. He had like 7 to 8 more masks sitting there.
Yeah.
So I mean, unless he just snatched him up from the diner, I don't know what else, like how else he would get them, because we couldn't find him to buy.
We really looked.
Yeah, everywhere.
So he would probably have to order all the ones you see in the whole town. It's like, oh, the sheriff ordered them or something, because it's like,
yeah,
how else, are you gonna have this cover?
Yeah, I mean, a small town police force may not have the resources, but with all the murders taking place, surely another institution would be brought in, and it would just take somebody just to check.
Although it was pretty smart that he vandalized the John Carver house on purpose so they could tape it off and then nobody would mess around with it and stumble across to his kind of secret hiding place that's connected to it,
Yeah, I mean, it's still, again, I'm not upset about it at all.
No,
I will totally go see this movie again. I will totally purchase this movie.
Yeah, it's like, is there things that don't make a whole lot of sense in the movie? Sure. But do I care?
No. Not one bit.
Because you're having so much fun.
Right.
With the comedy, war,
same way.
And back in the Friday the 13th movies, how the fuck did he get here already? He was walking the whole time.
Yeah, you gotta suspend your disbelief a little in these films.
Sometimes you just gotta sit back and say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and that's what movies are supposed to do. They're just entertain.
Go for the ride. Go for the ride. Have
go for the ride. Don't preach to me or fucking any of that bullshit. Just entertain me. That's it.
Yeah, if I'm willing to go to the theater 2 days in a row to see a movie, I liked it.
Mm-hmm. So to me, it's good to see movies like this again. I miss going to movies and just having fun, like Renfield and like this. I did that for me. So.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we were laughing majority of the fucking movie.
I didn't know we were freaking people out. I kind of just assumed everybody was laughing along with us.
No, I'm pretty sure we're the only ones making any noise in this whole fucking theater.
Really?
There was only maybe like 24 people in there, if that.
Maybe. Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't like it was real packed, but we were definitely laughing our asses off during almost every scene, especially the Florida part.
Florida. So that's it. That's it. Anything else about Thanksgiving? Which I would be down to do this movie again next year. I mean, even better if we got the sequel next year. That'd be great.
I don't know if we'll get it that soon.
Probably not. But still,
it would have to make a lot more money for them to be like gung ho about pushing it. Oh wait, we got a late edition.
Are you on
there
break?
He is.
Are those lights up yet?
Are you taking a break?
He's on his goddamn cell phone again. You're gonna get written up. All right.
So, 2 thumbs up.
The film
was
the
funny.
good old slasher.
I was laughing my ass off. At times I shouldn't have. See, I guess we were. I guess he went through the same thing. Weird.
Yeah, we were getting serial killer looks. Like these guys are gonna fucking go out here and blow up this Walmart.
Crazy, man.
All good, brother. We'll be here. I don't see us getting out of the store anytime soon.
Feel better
because he felt bad. I get it.
He's in quarantine.
No wonder I didn't see him for a
God
while.
Damn it! I'm not putting those lights up.
Fuck it.
I don't know how they get so tangled up every year.
It's only November. We still got a month.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, Thanksgiving.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Gobble gobble.
All I gotta say is go see it.
Yeah,
you won't be disappointed.
Yep. Just reiterating what we said before. Fun movie. You're gonna have a good time, especially if you like the old school slasher films and everything like that. It has, the old school kind of plot, but with a more modern twist. I guess like we said, they implement the live streaming stuff, the more modern stuff for the kids. whatever. It's fun. Go fucking see it, man.
Go see it.
Good. Yeah, I know.
Support Eli Roth.
Yes, for sure. My new favorite. Good man. Yeah, I know it's not as interesting on the show when we all agree, but I'm glad we do. We needed a Thanksgiving movie.
When they're due, they're due.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's so much potential going forward. I was sitting there today thinking, I'm like, you could do the next film. And even if you don't do like a kind of follow up with John Carver, you know, it's Thanksgiving. So you could have like an indigenous person that is out for revenge on somebody in the colony because one of their pilgrim ancestors killed off a tribe, or, you know, there's so much you can do because there's a rich history of horror there, that, you know, atrocity that actually occurred. So, you know, there's definitely motive for revenge. There's definitely stuff you could do with that history and that story. Even so, like going forward, you could do a whole movie of that. You could do a whole movie where you have two killers. You could have John Carver and you could have Lizzie Borden, because Lizzie Borden was up in Massachusetts too. So you could have the male female counterparts, kind of like the Chucky and Tiffany of Plymouth, Massachusetts. You know, there's so much you can do with this. So I hope they move forward, and I hope we get a lot more, because, you know, John Carver could be, you know, another one of those guys. You know, it's kind of like, you know, we got our, you know, last week you were talking about our Mount Rushmore. You got Freddy, you got Leatherface, you got Michael Myers, you got Jason. Who knows what the new ones are going to be for people? You know, it could be in the last 10, 15 years, we got, you know, we got John Carver, we got Victor Crowley, we got Art the Clown. All these new characters that are being introduced that, you know, people are going to enjoy, and they're going to make more movies with, and we'll see how it goes. Because even you could definitely, you know, even if you don't bring the old plastic mask back, you could turn it into like a Leatherface type mask, that like stringy hair. You can make it all crazy. You can do all kinds of different stuff with this. And so I'm excited to see if it goes forward and what they do with it. And hopefully we have another fun one that we can review for our Thanksgiving special next year.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Can we just acknowledge how good these mashed potatoes smell?
They do smell good.
This is torture.
You got
smell
mashed
delicious. Yeah. You ain't getting no mashed potatoes?
Oh, you know I love me some mashed potatoes. Here, pass me those motherfucking mashed potatoes, Chad. Here we go. Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. Oh, man, look at that.
Delicious.
Good.
They smell good, right?
Oh, you know, man, I can't.
We got turkey, too.
You got turkey?
We got turkey.
Oh, sure. Here.
Got turkey.
Oh, shit.
Here's some turkey. Hell yeah. Oh, man. Look at that. Look at that bird.
Ah,
golden.
Delicious. Delicious.
It's smiling at me.
Yeah, it's a little well done, but that's because, like I said, I fell asleep while it was in the oven.
I can't wait to enjoy that. You know, use guys. But I mean, you know, this is the Thanksgiving special. You know,
it is.
Yeah.
So you have to have your turkey. You have to have the trimmings, the mashed potatoes.
Happy Thanksgiving, Chuck.
Sauce. Happy Thanksgiving, Chuck, as well. What were you saying, Dave? Do we have a clip of the week, a special clip of the week, Thanksgiving special?
We do. I don't know if the clip generator knows anything about holidays, but we'll see what we got this week.
We'll see.
And this is our random clip of the week, random clip from a random movie, and we play it and see what happens. Let's see if we get canceled this week.
Und ihr singt und ihr ist up on the daily. And you can quote him.
All right, it's just about time for Coach Shula's press conference.
I don't know. I haven't seen that shit in forever.
Oh, the bitch.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I guess if someone had a pet turkey that went missing.
Pet turkey.
Good old Roger Pedactor.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Maybe you could tie that in.
Gobble, gobble.
Well, gentlemen, you know, this is the Thanksgiving special, and I feel like we gotta say what we're thankful for. So what do you think, Dave? What are you thankful for?
I am thankful just for being here and being amongst friends / family. You guys are my family. What the hell?
Oh yeah. Chad, what do you say?
I'm thankful for being a clerk.
Hell yeah.
I have fun. We got to have fun. We're family.
Absolutely. And I am thankful for you guys.
Put in Chuckster. We missed you, Chuck.
Yep. I'm thankful for the video store clerks crew. You know, this has been a fun year. We're going to keep going. I'm thankful for our audience. Everybody that takes the time, whether it be 10 seconds, 10 hours, whatever you do. If you come to our channel, you watch our show, you know it's just us. You know, regular guys who love film, who are just sitting around bullshitting about it. You know, it gives, you know, I always say it gives us a reason to get together once a week and just have fun for an hour or two. And that is so meaningful, especially as we've gotten older, because there's so many of my friends that I grow apart from and I don't get to hang out with and talk to as much because they got lives. You know, I mean, I got a life too, but, they got other lives. Like, they got other life stuff that's going on. So I don't get to talk to them and hang out with them as much as I like to. So, you know, I started doing this just so I can hang out with you guys and spend an hour or two every week just bullshitting about the films we love or we hate. And so I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for anybody that takes the time to come and watch us because, you know, it means a lot to us. You know, we're not here trying to make money and get rich or anything like that. We're not trying to be YouTube superstars or any of that bullshit. We're just regular guys like you, just trying to have some fun. And if you come here and you check us out, we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. And, you know, we hope we can build an audience because we want to hang out with you guys too. We want to see everybody. We want to have a big crowd in the chat. Big. Where are you going? I know what you're thinking, you fucker. I would love to see a big crowd in this chat room every week where we can just bullshit with people and kind of get their insight into film and everything like that. Because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that love it like us. So, yeah, I'm thankful for all that. And of course, my family and friends, you know, they're the best.
Well said.
Bless you, my son.
And these motherfucking mashed potatoes.
They're good, aren't they? That's why I had to get me and Dave a couple plates cooked out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, all right, everybody, we're going to get out of here. We thank you so much again. We hope you have a safe, happy Thanksgiving. We hope your families don't annoy you too much. We hope you enjoy some football, eat a lot of food, and maybe take a nap.
Here comes the airplane.
Oh, now.
That was weirdly creepy as shit. Creepy as shit.
Oh, we have fun.
But before we go, our boy Chuck Nasty has his books available just in time for the holidays.
Get your Christmas on.
Try not to hold it upside down this time.
It even fit in the stocking leg.
There it is. Thirsty.
Stocking stuffers.
Sludge. And his more recent. Oh, goddamn hand. House of Flesh. All are available on Amazon. And if you don't feel like doing a search for them, links are in the description. So make sure you check that out. Chuck that out. You chuck that out.
Chuck that out. Yeah, if you go over to Amazon, all you got to do, it's simple. Type in Chuck Nasty, and you're going to get these results. You're going to get the books. You know, paperback, you want to go with that? You can get all three for less than $30. Or, take a look. Sign up for Kindle Unlimited, and you can get them for free through Kindle.
That's it. $0.
$0.
So they're right there for you. Just go ahead and grab them.
Fun reads. Once you pick them up, you won't put them down until you're done. Been there, done that.
Extreme horror. Extreme gore.
They're out there. And don't forget to check out Nasty's band as well. Bastard Sons of a Judas Goat. available on Spotify and many other platforms that are also available in the description if you want to check that out. If you're a fan of heavy metal, sludge, hell, even rock. If you're a fan of music, check them out.
And if you watch the show and you think you have not heard this band, you are wrong, because they do our intro.
That's true. And thank you.
Always.
And thank Dax for his video submission.
Really, thank Dax.
Yeah, we appreciate that. That's our first video submission. Maybe
And
we'll get more of those too.
I love hearing from a younger audience, like a different audience. You know, I'm going to have a different opinion than everybody else. And I love to see everybody else's insight and what they think of movies, because, we could be complete polar opposites, but, it's all about the love of film.
That's it. That's it. That's perfect.
And our nephew Dax loves his horror films, because look at his dad. He's raising him right. Jesus Christ.
So we thank you again, everybody. Again, happy Thanksgiving. We love you all. And, what are we doing next week?
Next week, we go way back. We go to Police Squad. We go to the Naked Gun. Leslie Nielsen, George Kennedy, O.J. Simpson.
Oh, good.
Oh,
so
speaking of carving,
he's up late.
We're going to go from John Carver to O.J. Simpson next week.
No. Shame.
I mean,
might get canceled next week.
I mean, that's what he did. It's fucked up. R.I.P. Nicole.
We might get canceled.
We'll be good. Too soon.
But until then, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Happy Thanksgiving to you, clerks. And guys, I think it's time to munch on some grindage.
Some munching grindage.
I don't know how to count.
Let's chow down here and munch on some grinding.
You see the size of that chicken?
I could watch that every day.
Right?